Venus in Scorpio conjunct Pluto in Scorpio. This is a natal placement I have. So my musings are based on my research, but also my personal experience. One of the strange things about Venus conjunct Pluto in Scorpio is that of this constant need to be in control and to be the person who is holding the power. Many times relationships have come to a catastrophic end in my life, to the point where I've never wanted to see that individual again. However, it's not so much the individual that has created the wounding. It's the feeling of opening up and being vulnerable and the lack of power that happens when you give that away. All of which is just a construct of the personality and of the mind. But all of that thought and logic becomes very difficult to access when you're overwhelmed with emotion. Venus, the planet of self-worth, love, how we wish to be treated, and how we treat ourselves, in complete unison with Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, the underworld. It creates this constant need for purging. A complete transformation that happens within every relationship, for good or for bad. I don't strongly believe that Scorpio or Venus conjunct Pluto is any more jealous than any other placement. It's not so much about possession. It's about vulnerability. Scorpio would rather kill itself than admit it has a softness to it. And this is the ultimate challenge of Venus conjunct Pluto. Because true love comes from vulnerability. Love for self and love for others, and complete communion is letting go. It's embracing a vulnerability of the mind, the body, the spirit, and having trust and faith. Pluto, Lord of the underworld, believes in darkness, believes that power and control are necessary. It becomes very difficult to separate the need to be in power and control with the feelings of love and self-worth. What can start off as a very passionate and open and magnetic pairing can very quickly turn into a bringing up of all of the issues of both partners. Pluto cannot help but get to the bottom of everything. It digs so deep, and to be so vulnerable with another individual, so raw, you cannot help but both of you be completely transformed by the pairing. This is a tiring process. It can be an exhilarating process. But without the awareness, it can repeat patterns throughout a lifetime. To truly understand what is it that drives you, where this need for power comes from, is fundamental before finding positive relationships with other people when you have this placement. Power over self, understanding your own emotional drives, breaking down your own constructs and barriers is fundamental before you pair with someone. Otherwise you project onto that person, or they project onto you the shadow side. This is a wonderful placement for exploring and potentially reaching a very pure state of fully knowing who you are. But when younger, this can be expressed as taboo relationships, or relationships where the ending is guaranteed before the relationship even starts, where pain is closely intertwined with passion, And love is a very fine line between hate and other negative emotions that come up when people feel vulnerable and afraid. Venus-Pluto is attracted to power, and power is attracted to Venus-Pluto. This can be both used against you, and you can use it against other people, the same as anybody else could of any other sign. But there's a skill that's intrinsic with this placement, because it just seems hardwired to notice what are the things that create power, what are the circumstances. It seems to hunt down individuals that will create this purging effect, like attracting like. It's a very magnetic placement to have, because people cannot help but be attracted to things that are dark, that are nonconformist. You only have to be driving along a motorway after seeing an incident on the road to know that people will slow down to look, even if they're too scared or too cautious to get out and offer help. Human nature likes to see the things that it shouldn't be seeing, the things that it's scared of. Not everybody has the capacity to go beyond just wanting to look. But those that can will seek out a Venus-Pluto person. And the Venus-Pluto person will never back down. This is not a promiscuous sign, but the intensity of experience can happen very, very quickly because there is such depth. So Venus-Pluto people seem to be in a constant form of relating, be it the need to be in control in their work environment by using sexuality to gain that status, or even in meaningless conversations with strangers, using the Venus qualities to manipulate or magnetize their audience. Venus-Pluto constantly needs to feel like they are in power and control by using what they feel as their attributes to do so. When younger, this is more pronounced. When older, this can turn into a Phoenix Scorpio using their fire and passion to heal those around them, even on a mundane level. Those people that they may pass on the street, using that passion to offer healing in the most tangible way. Only through years of experience of their own shadow can anybody come close to understanding the depth of Venus-Pluto.